Welcome into the
Hey Techies show.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. I'm going to go ahead and pre-apologize if I start coughing because fighting something nasty. But
Yeah.
it took everything I had and I bust out laughing.
Well, welcome to the Hey Techie show, and Bruce and I are so glad to have you here
Yes, we
tonight.
are.
And if you are listening to us, you are in the absolutely right place to learn about any of the technology news that's coming out, especially in the last couple of weeks. We try to cover it all. We will miss a few things, but hey, you
Just
can
a few.
call here and bring something up on the show, and probably something we don't know about, which would be great. And then you would educate our listeners on something that you know, which would be wonderful. And that phone number is 256-782.
5600.
And you can be on the Hey Techie show if my eyeball catches it, because our producer, the Guru,
Out
is
again.
out again. And
Lay it out.
yeah, hopefully.
We're going to have to cut his paycheck.
Yeah, right. I don't know how much
How much
more we cut it.
Well,
But, got to
better get here or he's not going to get one.
No. Anyway, we will be more than happy to take your call. And
After we get the delay turned.
no, it's fine.
Okay.
I would be great to take your call. So just 256-782.
5600.
And as always, you
This
can.
show is brought to you by Diet
Here
Coke
we
and
go.
Snickers.
It is not. And as always, heytechieshow.com.
Terrible combination.
I'll bet heytechieshow.com, and you can watch us over here.
Yeah.
We have a live stream going, and
Apparently
you also
we have a website.
Yes, we do, Bruce. I know you never go there, but that's okay.
And we
And-
have social meds.
Yeah, we have some of those too, but I got to admit to you, I am more and more as I get older, less and less social on the internet. I don't social in person.
Well,
Excellent.
I guess by internet age, I'm like twice your age.
Well, I guess
You'll get there eventually.
okay. Yeah. So we hope all of you are doing well, and there's tons and tons going on. I mean, we've got story after story, obviously, and I could just like read you headlines for 3 hours probably, and
Yeah,
we
lots
never
going
get
on.
done.
We did one of these shows last week, right?
We did do a show, me and you. It's me and you,
Yeah.
man. Just me and you.
Well, it
man.
was you and Guru for a while.
Yeah. No,
'Cause I
not
was out
last
so
week we
much.
didn't. I'm sorry.
No, we
No,
did
it's
not.
2
That's
weeks
right.
ago.
It was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I knew
not
that was
last
like,
week. No.
Man.
Actually, the sad thing about that is we could have done a show. I totally misunderstood where Mike Paris was going. He was not going to cover baseball. He was going to finish up. He was going to cover softball in the tournament they were in. So he wouldn't be there for baseball. However, I didn't know it at the time, but I'd already made plans. So, and I was not, and it was with my wife. It wasn't anything special or anything, but I just wasn't going to break it. So
Yeah.
we just couldn't pull it together. But yeah, and the Guru would have been here last week too. But last week was, it was a long week for me.
It was a long week. Last week felt like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, we have those.
Yeah.
We have those.
I've had a lot of them lately.
So how you been?
Wonderful. I got to start out with a story it's just going to lead to
Really?
jokes. I'm sure it will.
Lead
So
to-
what do you think about the court's ruling that Trump can't block you on his Twitter
I think it's all.
and he can't delete his tweets?
Yeah. Well,
No, they're starting to say like they're like no, they're using that for record keeping.
yeah, you can't delete your tweet. But I mean, people have deleted their tweets. Why do other people get to delete their tweets?
What do you mean?
Why,
Like
why does your average
other-
user get to delete their tweets? And
Well,
he wouldn't. be
he's
able
not
to.
the average user.
No,
I guess.
don't. Well, he's still a citizen of the United States,
Sure, he
and
is.
still a user of
And
Twitter.
I think he could have a private one, but the POTUS Twitter account, I think.
he doesn't use the POTUS much. He uses his own. That's not POTUS.
See, I'm not on the Twitter.
Well,
And see, I think that would be the case. Well, I don't know. Well, I got to think about that.
he uses his own one. That's the real Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called.
And
And he was there before he was elected president.
but
Look, I'm just saying.
no, I think this is a great debate.
Well, I don't know if I can debate you with it because Yeah.
Because I would say that's one of the things you give up when you go into public
well, that's
service,
a possibility.
right?
I mean, it's possible.
Where do you draw the line there?
I don't know.
I
But
guess.
But I thought there's a website that keeps track of all this stuff anyway. Even it'll keep people's
Oh.
deleted tweets.
I'm sure there is.
But I know I know it's been more than a year ago, probably a couple of years ago. It was the Smithsonian that said they were going to keep tweets or something.
Library of Congress.
The Library of Congress.
Yep.
That was it.
As far as I know, they still do.
I wonder if
and
they'll
they
keep.
have done.
I wonder if they'll keep my useless tweets.
They probably.
Nobody's ever gonna go need to look them up. I can tell you that.
So yeah, I'm curious what his response is going to be. If he'll be quiet about it and just stop blocking.
Well,
people.
I tell you what his response is going to, where his response is going to be. It's going to be on Twitter. I don't know what it's going to be. But I can tell you where it's going to be.
He's like, and block.
And block.
I'm blocking
Why
that
did you
message.
block Twitter?
You can't block me and
And
block.
Oh, good grief.
I know how busy I am. And
Yeah.
I know I imagine how busy a president should be.
Right.
I can't believe we ever started a Twitter for presidents. Like, you should be too busy to
Well,
do
you know,
that.
that's interesting that you bring that up because I do not have the articles with me here. They were covered on another political show. And
Yeah.
anyway, there are people that believe that he doesn't do his own tweets. And I don't believe that. I think real Donald Trump, I actually think he is doing those. And the reason they gave, I'm trying to remember.
Why they think he's the one not doing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They think this is weird. I'll
Yeah.
admit this is weird. And I wish I had the article, but I don't have it in front of me. But I'm paraphrasing. They believe that there are grammatical errors put in there on purpose and odd things so that it sounds like the Donald Trump, they think that's who he is. They think he's an idiot and he's ignorant and he's not grammatically correct.
I see. It's
And-
all a ruse.
They think it's people doing it so that it seems like he's doing it.
Yeah.
That's their theory.
So that they'll stay on that instead of actually what he's out doing.
I guess.
That's what the media will pick up on.
I
'cause
suppose.
It's easy.
Yeah. I mean, look, like him or hate him, whatever. I don't know whether it's him or not.
Yeah.
I'm not there.
I would like to know. And I would like to know if surely Obama didn't do his own tweets. Maybe
don't know.
some of them.
They claim, this is what I've heard people who are close to the
Yeah.
president claim, that he's very, and don't take this the wrong way, I'm talking about he's very hands-on with things like this. I don't mean it in a derogatory manner.
Yeah.
He is very, and I'm not talking about the Hollywood hands-on type thing that's going on right now, but I'm talking about hands-on.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
right.
Well,
But
I
at
will
any
say
rate-
I have seen several articles talking about, which this bothers me, about him doing updates on his phone for security reasons, and all the security stuff around it's inconvenient.
Oh, it could be. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure he thinks it is inconvenient. I mean, that's probably the life he's used to.
I do
CEO
know-
of like.
I do know he doesn't use
I-
email. I do know that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I do know that.
Okay.
He doesn't use email.
But he's using an unsecured phone.
Yeah, but I don't think he's doing. I mean,
It is still the president's phone.
I totally agree, but and I'm not defending it. I'm just saying I don't think he's using it for presidential purposes.
If it is with him.
yeah, I
it
get
is for
that.
presidential
I get that. I get
And
that.
I don't care who he is. Somebody that's over all that, I
Yeah.
would say, you can't have this then. And I would take
I
a
think
hammer and
it's
smash it right in front of him.
I think it's just him tweaking people. I think it's probably up to date and it's a secure phone. I think he's just
No, because the people that would update it for him can't get it from him to update it.
Now see, but you're believing you're believing a news article. We don't know whether it's true or not. I'm not defending. I'm just saying.
Sure.
Okay,
No, I
that's
agree
fair
with
enough.
you on that. But if that's the case, if I
Okay,
was the
right.
person that your job is to make sure this
Yeah,
is
I get
secure,
it. Yeah.
and he said no, I'd say then you don't have it.
Yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying.
You follow my rules. It's all for national
Trust us,
security.
we're done. That's not how the whole show's going to go, I promise. But maybe, who knows?
Maybe. Hey, Techie Show.
Be right back.
So good. Woo!
Welcome back into the Hey Techies Show. Yes, this is Sun Squabby, if I've got them right.
Yeah.
I think they're from
Australia.
No, they're from Denver, Colorado,
Denver,
I
okay.
think.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I ran into them.
In an Uber car?
No, not in an Uber car.
That's what we were giggling about if you're
Yeah.
watching this on the video.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, I ran across these guys. I was like, were you in an Uber car? So, interesting info about that. I think you actually had the article, Mikey.
Yes, I do, about the Uber self-driving car.
Yeah, in Arizona, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
And,
Temple.
and I think they have completely pulled out of the state, right?
They are not going to.
I thought they packed up
They're
and
not.
went home.
They would no longer seek to test its self-driving car in Temple, Arizona.
Oh,
That's what the article says. This one's from TrustedReviews.com. I think you've got some updated stories from somewhere else, if I'm not mistaken, or another.
was that ours that I was looking at, or was that a different article that had?
I don't know.
Maybe, but I know the NTSB.
Yes.
They said that the Uber's sensors worked, but its software utterly failed. And another thing they found was that apparently Uber had disabled the emergency braking.
Yeah, that's odd.
That is odd.
I mean, it's not like disabling USB ports. You know, if you're trying to figure out what's not working, this is the brakes.
Yeah. Well, what Uber said is that emergency braking maneuvers are not enabled while the vehicle is under computer control to reduce the potential for erratic vehicle behavior. The vehicle operator is relied on to intervene and take action.
I would say that it had erratic vehicle behavior
and the
when it didn't
is
stop.
not designed to alert the operator. So the operator is supposed to, I guess,
right,
watch the tablet and watch the road.
But apparently it said here that after looking at onboard systems, they feel like that the system figured
the
out
sensors, right?
that it says here that the car's self-driving system spotted the 49-year-old 6 seconds before it running her down. So it realized that something was there, but maybe digging further into this, we find if the emergency braking system was not engaged or working correctly,
disabled.
Yeah,
well, I mean that's
Uber what it
says, that they had it disabled to prevent. So this brings in a bigger thing for me,
right?
You know, I think a lot of people have made fun of Google with their smart car. Because, you know, for a long time it wouldn't even go over 20 miles an hour.
Yes.
So they've taken it really, really slow.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I understand that. I know.
Tesla's kind of taking a different approach where they're redefining a word or at least a common understood word of autopilot. And they're like, it's not.
Yeah.
One, it's not flying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And two,
it's flying at pretty good speeds.
It is more like assisted driving. You are still expected to drive.
Correct. Right.
Granted, they have made that crystal clear in their agreements in everything, even in their marketing when they brought it out. I think they have made it pretty clear. Like,
yeah, I understand.
You are
we've talked about that ad nauseum.
Yes, we have. Granted, the autopilot name's not the right term. That's, that's their fault.
But they're doubling down on it.
They are. But anyways, I'm getting to.
I got you. I hear you.
And we've talked about Waymo doing their own. All these tech companies are, quick to market on this stuff. They want to be the first to get it fully to market to where it's completely autonomous.
Right.
And I think that's a problem. And I think Uber may be the one that puts this further back than what, because they're pushing too hard, too quick, and not taking the safety precautions necessary that Google has definitely done, because Google has started out crawling with this, and they're trying to start off running.
Right.
And I
that's true.
I think it might, like, if they have many more of these, it's really going to hurt that whole industry going forward, because nobody's going to trust it because of one bad egg.
Absolutely.
And the bunch, they're just going to say, well, all of it's horrible. When I think in the long run, now we've talked about this too, how we personally feel about this. It is definitely a mixed bag for me. I like that freedom, but still, man, it's pretty neat.
I understand
and you can save a lot of lives.
Well, I don't know. Well, I'm kind of. I don't know
How
if
do
I
you-
want to go there with you about the lot of lives because we don't have enough study yet to know whether that's
that is
totally accurate.
Sure, that is my opinion.
Yeah, and that's fine.
I think it will save a lot of
Well,
lives.
that's fun. I mean, I just don't know.
Yeah.
And look, everything has the ability to save. Well, I shouldn't say that. Most things have the ability to save or do some good.
Yeah.
I think most things do. There are a few things that are totally bad from the beginning.
Sure.
But sometimes you have unintended consequences with anything you try to do. I mean, those are going to happen. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this is a sad situation. We're talking about a real life here.
Yeah.
This lady died, and I don't think it was going very fast, but
39 miles
yeah.
an hour, and I think
It's
it was
fast enough
in
to
a
hit.
35-mile-an-hour zone.
which is like 4 over. I mean, who doesn't go 4 over in play?
Hold on,
Four.
wait. Maybe it was.
Is that right?
Oh no! I'm sorry. The car was going 43 miles per hour.
Oh, okay. In a 35,
Maybe a 40.
maybe a 40. So that's 3 over.
But it was traveling at 39 at the time it
Oh, I
impacted.
see.
So it was. I guess it slowed down from 43 to 39, but did
Okay.
not stop.
No.
You know, I remember us talking about this originally, and it seems like it was speeding.
Yeah, it may have
And
been.
it may have been 35 miles an hour, 35 mile an hour speed zone.
Okay.
So,
Pardon me.
but speeding is speeding.
I totally agree.
Not that I agree that you should go a hard 35. I think it is more to go with the flow of traffic because that is truly what's safer.
yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter if everybody, you know, if the speed limit's 70, if everybody's going 100, you're putting everybody in danger by going 70.
Yeah, I agree. I understand that, but I'm sort of I admit I'm a stick to the speed kind of person.
Sure.
I am. I just really can't afford one of those hefty.
No, I cannot either. Around Jacksonville,
penalties.
I'm definitely a 25.
Well, it'll kill me on the insurance. That's
yeah.
where it'll get you.
Yeah.
Even though I'm older, and when you get older, you get better insurance usually. But as far as a price, but shoo. Yeah, but anyway, this is interesting, and we'll see. I mean, I guess that they're going to be done here, like you said, or like this says. So we'll see. I think before we had the show, we had a little discussion here, and I think you told me something about you were reading, and you were thinking maybe they don't have something to do with their sensors right. They've got something maybe that's not totally correct.
Well, no. You were saying from, I guess, the one you were reading that it saw.
Yeah,
it thought there was a bike and then maybe another vehicle.
It thought there was a vehicle and a bicycle. It could see that there was something, but that was 6 seconds before it. But I thought
6
you had read
seconds is
something.
a long time.
Yeah, technically, I guess it's pretty quick. But yeah,
6 seconds is a long time.
I thought you said something about the software didn't mess up. That they had an investigation in one of the things you read, and the software was working correctly, but maybe the sensors messed up.
No.
I
Opposite of
misunderstood.
that. The sensors worked.
Oh, the
software
software.
did not.
Oh, that was it. Okay, I
And
had
that's
that
where
backwards.
we were saying that
I'm sorry.
it recognized that, and I'm like, but the software did nothing to
Correct.
engage.
And
it.
yeah, okay. Okay.
But I was also saying they were taking a very programmatic approach to, all right, let's just disable all this. And this one little thing, the go,
Right, exactly.
the go function is the only function we're worried about right now.
Oh my
We'll
goodness.
deal with stopping later.
Yeah, I mean stopping's
Something's wrong with this go function.
right. Stopping's not that important. Come on.
So, yeah, I think
That's terrible.
Uber is in a world of hurt for this.
Yeah, that's for sure. And like you said, you got a good point. I think it is certainly worth noting that they may be going too quick on this.
Yeah. But that's what competition does.
No, I know, but it's almost like they're trying to build on what others have done, which I guess they can, but
Sure. Well, I mean, that's that, the whole camera and radar system and stuff on top, I think, I don't want to say who did it first, but a lot of them have mimicked what Google's
Right.
car did.
right.
And, they didn't have to do that part of the R&D. They said, oh, well, we can go
Right.
put this and then start programming off of it.
Exactly.
where whoever was on the forefront of that had to kind of source all that material and start completely from scratch. So,
Right.
It's interesting.
Now, weeks and weeks ago, we had covered about extensively for a little while about Disney purchasing Fox or attempting to purchase Fox and what all that might mean. And we dug into the idea that, hey, they were wanting to get more of Netflix, and there's no question that that's true.
What do you mean? Oh, get more content to?
No, they were going to get control of net or more control in Netflix, wasn't it? Or
no, Hulu.
Hulu. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Yeah,
big dummy. I knew I had them messed up. They were going to get more control over Hulu.
Yeah,
they were going to have a controlling stake in Hulu. That's
and I'm kind of curious what will happen to some of the Marvel stuff in that.
Right, but the twist, and apparently this has been hush-hush for a while, although rumored, but apparently it has broken, that Comcast actually is after Fox as well and has made a lucrative offer.
Oh, have they made an offer?
That's what we understand. That's what they have made a lucrative offer that is valued at least what Disney was making.
Yeah, and
maybe a little more.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Disney's got deep pockets.
Yeah, I know.
So Disney, it may be a thing that Comcast is like, look, let's get them to spend as much money as we can.
Yeah, a Reagan Russia thing.
Yeah. So part of this is, I think the reason why Comcast didn't do it is because of some of like the trade agreements or whatever.
Yeah, because
making them too much of a.
They're waiting to see what happens at AT&T and Time Warner.
Yeah, because I think there was like some interest there. They're like, well, we can't buy it. And they're like, oh, well, if they're going to let them do it, they should let us do it.
Right.
But I don't see how Disney's able – why are they allowed to buy anything else? They own everything.
Well, I mean –
yeah, you know what they should do?
It will have to go to
let Comcast buy Fox, and then they just buy Comcast.
Just wait around till it's all gobbled up, huh? And then just
it's like, great, we'll take you now.
Thanks
for doing that for us.
Yeah, right.
But I just, which Netflix as I guess a content provider, or just
right,
just that portion of the business of like Disney's business and Comcast business, Netflix is actually worth more than both of them.
Huh. Well, I could understand that. I know Netflix is spending a lot of money. That's for sure.
That they are. They are producing. There's going through Netflix. There's so much stuff that Netflix is producing now.
Yeah.
I just don't have time to watch it all. I get to watch one show a week right now, and I'm a week behind.
Oh, okay.
So.
On a particular series you're watching, I guess?
Oh, okay. Westworld.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's it, but that's HBO.
That is HBO. But I'm a week behind, and that's the only show I get to watch right now.
Yeah, I don't have HBO, but everybody knows that because I've said that before.
I'm telling you, I'm getting old. I'm getting old. Because, like, there's so many shows that I try to watch now that they're on in 10 or 15 minutes. They're great shows. Like, I want to watch them, and I'm out. Like, I'm just asleep. I just watch at the most inopportune times. I guess because I don't have opportune times.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Nah.
The inopportune times?
No, my wife's usually asleep. I'm the one up.
Up, yeah.
And she knows that. I mean, that's nothing new. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I wake up very early in the morning, so
Elon Musk.
Yeah, what's going on?
Old Muskie. Old buddy Musk. He has decided to take on the press, of course, along with a lot of others who's done so over the years. But, of course, he has the money, I suppose, to continue to do that. And I think he's almost tweaking them. Just like President Trump tweaks them, I don't mean tweet, and he's doing that too.
Yeah,
he's tweaking them, and I think part of this has something to do with a companion story over Consumer Report. A lot of what Musk is upset about is he thinks that his company is being misrepresented in the news for whatever reason. Now, I don't know whether it is or isn't. I know you had seen a story about some possible things with Musk about mistreating employees. There's been we've been had stories on here before about possibilities of that. A lot of what's going on with Musk is that he's frustrated about what I think what he thinks is a misrepresentation of his projects, what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And he's coming up with a site, supposedly. And one of the examples was that it may be called is called Pravda, which apparently is Russian for propaganda, or it means truth. Apparently, it's a name. A Russian communist propaganda broadsheet said means truth. Supposedly, okay, I can only go by them. I'm going by the story from CNET. Now, one other option that has come up is you're right. The apostrophe you're right.
Yeah.
That's with an exclamation point. I don't know if as a possible name for a website. I don't know I'm not sure what the point of all this is.
Yeah.
It sounds like to me he's just having fun with them.
Yeah. Well, I did read something about him doing the site, and basically you go and vote on the but still you're depending upon a group of people to decide
it's the internet.
You're depending upon the internet, which is mostly just bots.
There's tons of them. We've talked about that. We've documented that on the show.
There's more bots on the internet.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you're relying on social media to vote from, you're not getting an accurate.
No, you're not fixing the problem.
No. And then a companion. I'm sorry. Were you trying to get my attention?
No, I was looking to see if this was charging.
Then companions. Yeah, and the companion story along with that I wanted is Consumer Report. Now they claim that in the Model 3, the Model 3, they are saying there's found big flaws and they won't recommend it. One of the major flaws they claim, is in braking. They claim that on a test it doesn't brake in the 60 mile an hour to 0 braking test. What's the right? Like it'll do one time it'll have one distance and they can't repeat it even after cooling the brakes down overnight. They can't continue to repeat the braking system. Now, is that the one that they fixed with the software update? Because there was something in Consumer. Well, they say that is one thing in here that Musk and them come back out and say, no, we fixed this stuff in the software update. Now, Musk, they say they came back and said that they disagree with their findings. Of course, this would be Consumer Report, and let's see. They say Tesla's own testing has found that braking distances with an average of 133 feet when conducting the 60 to 0 mile an hour stops using the 18-inch Michelin all-season tire and as low as 126 feet with the all tires currently available. Stopping distances results. Now this is interesting, which I agree. I think I agree with because it seems like to me this test would be difficult to get right. The same every time. There's so many different things that would be involved in this. They say stopping distance results are affected by variables such as road surface, weather conditions, tire temperature, brake conditioning, outside temperature, the past driving behavior that may have affected the brake system. Now, they say unlike other vehicles, Tesla is uniquely positioned to address more corner cases over time through over-air software updates, like you were pointing out, and it continually does so to improve factors such as stopping distance in the software. Which, if I need a software update for my car, I have to go schedule an appointment and hope that they have it. Well, that leads to a personal story. I'm taking my Lexus tomorrow to the Lexus dealership because it has to have a recall notice, and a pretty important one to car to airbag. So I want to get that done. Wow, I'm surprised that
that was not recalled sooner because
Well, no, it's been. See,
Oh, has it? Oh,
yeah.
you just hadn't taken it.
Well, see, it's a used car, so I'm sure
Yeah.
the other owners didn't have it fixed,
Ah,
and because it wasn't in the possession of a Lexus dealership when it was purchased, see, they
had
wouldn't
no
have
way
fixed it.
Gotcha.
That's my guess.
Yep.
But also, and this is something that we've talked about on the show. One thing that they give it a negative rating on, which I'm not surprised about, is the fact that almost everything is controlled from that big screen, and there's no tactile buttons whatsoever.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And while driving, you almost need someone else in there because it's very distracting to try to figure out turning air on and turning air off. And I've never driven one. I would like to see one in person.
Yeah. No, I can agree that they're getting rid of too many buttons, tactile buttons in cars.
Yeah.
I experienced that. That's the only thing I don't like about my car.
Right.
Is the perfect example, the air conditioner.
Yeah.
When I first start up the car, I've got to wait for the stupid screen to display
that's
dumb message that I've pressed OK to a million times.
Yeah.
And then I can go and turn the
right.
I can go and turn the fan up higher. And I'm like,
Right.
that is so dumb. Golly, that is dumb. You already have a climate physical button to bring it up on the screen. Why didn't you just make that a left and right button for up and down, of the fan? It's so just frustrating. It's like, I understand what you're trying to do here, but like, let's leave that alone. Let's make that its own system. That's the thing. They need to. I think technology they're putting in cars is great, but they need to learn how to segment things. Because if I can get into that system, there's certain things I can control.
Yeah, right.
Now, I know with my car, they do have separate. There's completely separate buses. They're like, those are two totally separate systems that were, like with the Jeep, they weren't. They were all in one closed system.
Right.
To where if you got into that infotainment center, well, then now you could control the car stopping and going and turning and all that.
Yeah.
So I guess that's my thing is if you're going to put that in, that's great, but let's separate things. Let's use some common sense.
Well, I don't know. I guess the idea behind where he's trying to go in the future obviously is a total autonomous car.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, well,
Yeah, and this is a step in that, certainly in that direction. But I think there's he seems like an intelligent person to me. Surely he knows that this may be a step in that direction, but we got a long way to go. I just think we got a longer way to go. I'm not saying decades and decades.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying a longer way to go than that is going to be useful right now because people are still driving.
I don't know. I don't know.
I still think, yeah.
It could be 2 years from now. It could be 10 years from now.
Yeah. I know he thinks it's going to be sooner than later, and I understand.
I would be amazed if it was 2 years from now.
Sure. 2 years from now, I don't know.
I think that's what he's hoping.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
Just
he
2
is.
years from now.
I'm sure he is.
But it'd be impressive. I don't know. Again, we've talked about this before. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Both sides.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Techies Show. Be right back. Welcome back into the Hey Techies show in stereo. Apparently.
How'd you run across that group?
Oh no, yeah, that's Toby Mac.
I know. So back to the Hey Cars.
Yeah.
Since we were talking about Tesla and Uber, and we're gonna do one more car story.
Okay.
If I can find my, I have so many tabs open. Curse of the tabs.
Yeah.
But BMW has. There was a security company, I think in China.
Really?
Yeah, that found more than a dozen security flaws in BMW's cars that affects their XI, 3, 5, and 7 series. So
wow.
pretty much everything. It affects their telematic control unit, central gateway module, and infotainment system. Some of them require physical connection.
I was going to ask. That was my next question.
Some of them are, via USB. Then other ones they say may not require physical connection. They don't say absolutely does not. They just say may not or might not.
But what kind of product does BMW have that would be wireless connected?
Oh, I'm sure you could do it through Bluetooth or even Wi-Fi. Yeah. I'm sure they have a Wi-Fi built into them, or an LTE card built in.
Right.
But I don't know if it says it in this article, but I do know that the research company is giving BMW over a year before they release these exploits. So they're giving BMW plenty of time, which BMW's already got some software updates available, but to give the customer time to go into the shop and get it updated.
And so that they could be able to sell them on the dark web before they give them to BMW?
Just responsible
kind of get the price up?
Yeah, maybe.
The Bitcoin price up on the dark web?
Like, hey, look, they got a whole year before we
they got a year.
So, no, they're actually going to give BMW a year to fix the flaw, and then they'll responsibly release them. So Responsibly. Yeah. I think that's plenty of time. I think that is responsible. So,
but it makes you wonder if anyone else has discovered this besides them.
Oh, well, I'm sure people are going to be searching now.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it.
Hey, there's, it
I
can
think,
unlock doors.
Don't you think just by this announcement, though, some intelligent other hacker could, just by the announcement, start picking and looking and would figure it out?
Maybe. And I would think, so a lot of this,
it's just a question.
Well, I would say with a lot of these, the biggest threat would be car thieves. Right?
Yeah, well, sure, of course. I mean, it's a car.
I think a lot of the breaking it in to control the vehicle and stuff like that, they're not really worried about. They just want to get in and start it and drive and drive off. That's as far as they need to get. And I don't think they need any of these exploits necessarily to do that. They can do that already through other methods. Which would be,
well, yeah, I'm sure that's true.
Copying when somebody goes out there to unlock their car, just being nearby and copying the codes, let it copy a few, and then it'll figure out what the rolling codes are and go from there.
Right.
So,
somebody I know, they bought a vehicle, and the person who set their code, the salesperson, whatever, they transposed the numbers. And so the code would work every other time because they would hit that last number.
Yeah.
And then it would fail, but because the way they did it, the last number was actually supposed to be the first number.
Oh, man.
So when they started over, it would work. But it was like every other time it would work.
Yeah.
And they finally figured out what had happened.
Huh.
And were able to reset it. But they messed up the number and like put the first number last and the last number first or something. Or something. The first number last and the next number up. So they swapped it. So they put the first number last and all the others moved up.
Okay.
So then when they went down to do it, it was wrong, but it would work the next time because they already had that one number in when it was goofed up or something, and then it would work. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. It was weird or a combination of something like that.
Yeah.
But I've never owned a car that has that the key pass thing to press.
Oh, I got you.
Am I
You're talking
saying
about on the door.
Yeah, on the door.
Okay.
Yes.
I misunderstood that. I thought you were talking about rolling code in there.
No. I apologize.
their
On the
fob.
door.
On the door.
I miss.
Okay.
I missed.
So that's really a Ford thing, right?
Yeah, that is a Ford thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say that's I kind of like that, like, because
Yeah.
even with my key being a proximity key, I'm always still worried about like it being left in there and it just saying, "Hey, I'm gonna lock."
Yeah,
You
but
know?
I don't think you can lock with your.
Well,
your
it's not
key in there.
supposed to, but still, I would like that other mode of entry,
Well, yeah.
especially since there's no way to like key unlock the door.
Right.
It is all fob.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I may need to think about taking my extra fob with me tomorrow. 'Cause you never know what dealerships are going to do.
What do you mean?
Well, they may lose a fob.
Oh, that's true.
I was in Walmart one time and they lost my keys.
Really?
Yes, true story. And I sat around for an hour them trying to find the keys to the vehicle.
Did they charge you for service?
Well, I got a free service, another service out of it.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening is a person who knew better, they have a policy about not putting it in your pockets, that they
Yeah.
have a whole place where you're supposed to take it
They
and put it.
in their pocket.
They put it in their pocket and walked around with it for a long time. And they were the ones looking for it. I mean, that's what was bad about
like,
it.
oh my gosh, it's right
Later
here.
on, they
That's
said,
hilarious.
yeah. Of course,
Man,
I didn't
that's
get
hilarious.
upset about it. I mean, I'm a really patient
Oh
person.
yeah, and
I mean,
people make mistakes.
Yeah, but I mean, there are people that just go irate, and I actually understand after a while you go as long as you can go,
Oh,
and you get
yeah.
irate. And I was getting frustrated, but I was very calm, and
Yeah.
I was like, well,
Well,
they had all gone so far that they had to call. They had already called the Honda dealership to see what a replacement was.
Oh,
That's how far it had
wow.
gone. Because I didn't have a key. I mean, that was the only. Well,
key
wasn't the
you
only
had
key
with
we
you.
had. It's the
Yeah,
only key
it's
I
you with
had.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife would have had to come up there, and trust me, they didn't want that.
Well, I have a similar story, not tech related. But my wife sent me to a shoe store because she had bought a pair of shoes,
Yeah.
and I walked back. I went in the other day, and of course I'm always friendly, but I was grinning ear to ear when the lady was like, "How are you today?" And I was like, "I'm great. How are you?" And I'm wonderful. Or maybe she said, "Good, thank you."
Yeah.
She's like, "How can I help you?" And I was like, "Well," I opened the box, and I was like, I'm not sure if somebody was born with two left feet, but we got the two right pair. And she couldn't help but laugh, and I was like, "So has anybody brought in the two left pair yet?" And they couldn't find, and they didn't have any more in that
Yeah,
size.
of course.
And of course, I didn't have her card with me to put it back on the card, so
Oh.
I've still got them, and I'm going to go back. It's probably tomorrow. And
So this is recent.
yeah. This is day before yesterday.
Okay.
That I did. I went down there and just like it was just funny too because I had the two right pair, and I was like,
Right.
some people say, my wife was born with two left feet.
Oh, now wait a minute.
She
Easy now.
thinks she can dance.
Yeah.
But no, it was funny. But it's good. What's gonna be funny if somebody never returns the two left pair.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the lady's her.
Surely they got another. They don't have another set of shoes like it. Oh gosh,
that was the last set,
Ah.
I guess, of them, or at least in
You know,
that
they usually
size.
check that kind of stuff,
They
which is
do,
odd.
yeah. They usually do. They usually check the sizes,
Right. And whether
and
they're
then pair them up.
right.
But
I've never seen them not do that. But I mean, anything it makes accidents.
yep.
You could overlook it. Whatever.
And
Yeah.
it was just funny.
Yeah.
So I will go back tomorrow and see it. And her theory was that somebody will, since the holidays coming up, they'll try them on and take them out and then realize they have. I was like, no, they're probably going to wait till the day of, which will probably be Monday when they're closed, and be like, oh my gosh, these shoes I was going to wear, this day's ruined.
Well, no, that retail will probably be open Monday. Retail outlets.
I don't know. I think they said they would be closed.
Oh, okay. So this one will be closed.
Yeah.
Okay. I was talking to you in the break for just a quick second, and we've got a few minutes here before we have to go to our
dose.
and that'll be coming up. The Hey Techie Show has one more hour coming up. Nintendo has said they are going to bring back the NES Classic.
I wish there was a way to pre-order because they're going to be sold out.
That's what everybody's saying too.
It's like, man, it's,
and also the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, Super Nintendo, and there's rumors that they're going to be doing an N64.
Okay.
They've already put in a patent for it, which doesn't make sense why they'd need to patent that. I feel like they kind of.
Of course, in this article, they say the two classic systems are part of a new focus for Nintendo, which includes the top-selling Switch, which we know about that, and its first moves into mobile gaming via Pokemon Go and Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. Ooh, I don't know that one. They say the company recently clocked impressive financial returns. They're saying a 500% jump in annual profit. I mean, this thing sells out in no time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know why they ever took it off the shelf. It does, unless they can produce
bought
one.
I don't know. I wouldn't think it'd take much to produce them because it's not like they're very big.
You wouldn't think. I'm trying. I've got. Let's see. Let me read this sentence because the first time I read this, it didn't make sense. The NES system was a surprise hit last year, but the SNES version was even more popular. Yeah. Nintendo previously revealed that it sold more on launch day in August than the NES sold in the whole year. I guess a Super NES, which makes sense. And also, there's rumors that PlayStation is going to have a PS1 Classic coming.
That will be interesting. I always remember with the PS1 games, you could actually take the disc and put it in a CD player, and it would have the audio tracks.
Oh, okay.
And you could just listen to the audio. They need to bring that back.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you remember that, give us a call, 256-782-5600.
And, yeah, we'll definitely put you on the air for that one, and you can tell us all about it. What you remember about the Nintendo.
And the PS1.
And any of those. Sure, we'll game it for a little bit. I'll turn it over to Bruce because I will be of no use. I know some of Atari.
I'm getting old. I miss my Switch. No joke, I have probably not touched my Switch in 3 weeks. It's sitting there all lonely looking at me.
Let's see. It says Sony could choose to launch a miniaturized console that accepted gamers' old CDs or take Nintendo's approach and bundle 20 or so classic games.
So this is my thing. Not only should they bundle it, and I don't know if they've done this with the NES or the SNES, because I couldn't buy one. They were sold out so quick. At least give it some way to connect to the internet to where I could download or even buy. Like, I hate that.
A small store set up?
Yeah, like a little small store. Like I could buy packs or buy an individual game. Of course, they should not be very expensive. They've made their money on them. I'm not going to pay $20 for, a 30-year-old game.
Yeah.
Especially when it's being delivered digitally.
Right.
But, just some way to do that. But what Sony's talking about doing, no, that's going to be impossible. Because, either one, everybody's already had them destroyed.
Yeah, possibly.
It's going to be eBay is going to get a whole new workout.
That's for sure.
Unless they start producing them again.
Right.
So I don't know. That I would think to me it would just be more responsible to deliver it digitally.
Yeah, I don't know either. Be interesting to see though.
Yeah.
The Hey Techie Show hour
dose
coming up next. Welcome back into the Hey Techie Show hour.
Dose.
So glad to have everybody in
Was
tonight.
not sitting on the ready for that.
Yeah. We're doing all kind of things here, and we don't have the guru, so that makes it even more difficult.
It does. It really does.
So
No pressure, Guru.
No pressure at all. No pressure at all. No. Pardon me. So we were talking about gaming, obviously. And by the way, phone number 256-782
5600.
if you want to be on the Hey Techie Show. And if my eyeball catches the little light here, along with trying to do show, I will try to get you on. So
He will point at
anyway.
me and say, "You keep talking while I
Yeah.
take this."
That's right. We will try to do that for sure. So anyway, let's
So
see.
have you noticed in your email, been getting a lot of emails about updated privacy policies
Oh yeah.
and cookie policies?
Actually, there is one on the system that we run our website from.
Yeah.
When it comes up, there's a little thing that pops up about it. They had to update that too.
Okay, because tomorrow,
Yes.
which maybe that's already today, because they're what, 7 hours ahead of us?
Well, yeah, probably close.
Is GDPR goes into effect, but I guess they can't. Well, I guess they can. I don't know. Yeah, but anyways, so that's probably why you're getting all those emails. By the way, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. We talked about this. Oh man, I guess about a year ago. And I don't think it was GDPR related. It was maybe something China was doing. That we were kind of theorizing what would happen when other countries' policies begin to affect the rest of the world.
Yes.
And where do we draw the line, and how is that working in the global economy? I think we're really going to get to experience that now. So you heard it here first. Don't remember when we talked about it, but it was way before GDPR was even
Yes.
in the headlines or even heard about or thought about or talked about. So we talk about the future here.
Yeah, we try.
Sometimes we
That
just
is true.
don't realize it.
Sometimes you don't realize it. Okay, yeah, right. Oh, I was trying to get a few things tidied up here. I'm trying to do a couple of things all at once, and Bruce is trying to keep us going in the straight and narrow over here. Bruce, did you know that a woman has said that her Amazon device recorded her and her family and sent it to a random contact, she claims? And as a result of that, they did inform Amazon, and Amazon did look into the incident and has agreed and confirmed that this did happen.
This did happen, and they apologized.
And they did apologize for it.
I think they said 15 times in a 30-minute call.
However, the person named Danielle is wanting to return their Amazon products.
Okay, I didn't know about this. All of them?
All of them, apparently. All those devices that they had bought devices.
Oh,
they
have an
one
Alexa in every room.
They have one in every room. They want to return them, but so far the company is not willing to do that. They're not willing to give them their money back, I guess, in return, refund them. She wants a refund for the devices.
That's
According to an article from KIRO Eyeball 7, wherever they are.
Seattle.
Oh, is that Seattle? Okay. Did not know. That's a Cox Media Group, folks. Don't talk too bad about them.
So we kind of talked about this a little bit. It's like, how did this happen? And I gave a scenario that I could definitely see happening. And this was before you told me they had one in every room.
Yeah, they did. According to this, every room in their home is wired with Amazon devices, and they wanted them to control heat, light, security system, the things that people want them to control, I guess.
And I mean, I will say it's nice to be able to, say, Alexa, turn on the bedroom light. I wonder how many bedroom lights just went on. Stuff like that. Or Alexa, set the temperature to 65 degrees. Siri, call 911. Hadn't done that in a while. But how, depending upon which ones I have definitely had a original Echo overhear a conversation when I'm closer to a dot.
Mm-hmm.
And the original Echo, I guess, decided I'm taking care of this one. And it was in a completely different room. But I guess just the way the sound bounced, it was able to hear it.
Yeah.
And my wonderful wife will keep the volume very low on them sometimes.
Yeah, because it annoys her.
Well, yeah. Well, no, because we have kids.
Right.
And, when an alarm goes off or she asks it what, she doesn't want it to wake them up. And they're very loud.
Totally understand.
So I could definitely see in a scenario that, say, my wife and I are in the kitchen talking, and the one back in the bedroom down the hall could probably hear us.
Yeah.
And because she keeps the volume so low, which kind of what they were saying here is that, Alexa woke up and heard something that said send message.
Right.
And, she said, to whom? And they said a name and they interpreted it and they said, is this person right? Okay, sent. And they probably never heard it.
Huh.
So I can definitely see.
That's interesting.
I can see how what Amazon is saying is like, well, this is what, according to logs, happened.
So they got an alarming phone call. The person on the other end of the line said, unplug your Alexa devices right now. She said, you're being hacked. Of course, we know that word is overused. Well, then they went on. We unplugged all of them, and he proceeded to tell us that he had received an audio recording from inside our home. Now, she says, at my husband was like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
And the person on the other end of the line said, you sat there talking about hardwood floors. And they said, oh, my gosh, you heard us. Yeah. Can you imagine? She says, well, of course, we felt invaded, total privacy invasion. And then
let me put these microphones all over my house.
And then they immediately,
my privacy
I know, that is a good point. And they immediately unplugged all the devices. Yeah. And then they contacted Amazon, as we told you the story.
Yes.
And so they went through the logs and found all this, that it had happened. But like you said, what you've said does seem plausible to me.
Yeah.
But I don't have these devices at home, so I don't get this kind of interaction.
Yeah.
I do my phone, and it goes off occasionally if I say something that I wasn't asking.
That's the thing. So that's where whenever I decided to buy one of these, because you know how I am.
Yeah,
I think all of our
I was
listeners
surprised you own one.
Well,
I mean, I know why you do. I was just kind of surprised.
And some of it is just, well, somebody's got to brave it, right?
Yeah, right. I know we talk about that too. Yeah.
And the thing was, it's like, well, I have my phone on me everywhere I go.
Right.
Kind of what's the difference? If I could not have a phone and still function in life, and that's the thing. That's the thing is that, like,
well,
you kind of have to have it, or at least in our line of duty.
I understand that. Depends on what you're doing. Yeah,
expectations have been set.
Yeah.
It's not a fair expectation at all.
Yeah, I know. We've had discussions
I should
on
be able to unplug.
Yeah. I know. We've discussed that on the show.
And I shouldn't have to tell you that I'm going to unplug.
Right, that's true.
It's just, he's not here. Can't contact him.
Right.
Yeah. But that was how I convinced myself, well, this is okay, because my phone's sitting right here with it too, which has 3 or 4 microphones on it. And it's always connected to a network that I have no control over.
Right.
At least the network that this is on, I can segment and have control over.
Right. Well,
I don't know, man. I can only wear my tinfoil hat so much.
his tinfoil hat so much. He's got to take it off and breathe.
Yeah. Metal's starting to leak in.
Hey, Techies Show. Be right back. Welcome back into the Hey Techies Show. So glad to have everyone in with us tonight. And
Just in case you were watching the video during the break, we were talking about bikers and then runners. So if you're wondering, what in the world is Bruce doing? We were just having a conversation about that. And I think giving you that hint, then you'll be like, oh, I get what they were talking about. So,
here we go.
Samsung, we will not get to see. Well, we may get to see this ad on YouTube or something, but it's gonna play during
Yes.
popular UK show. But Samsung will pretend to break millions of TVs during Champions League final. So it's a show in the UK. So They're basically going to make it look like your TV turned off.
Okay, and what is the point of this?
So Samsung says that the ad campaign will be used to promote the ambient mode technology in its new QLED TVs. And it'll redefine what it means for TV to be quote unquote off by allowing the set to show information or completely blend into the wall behind it when it's not on, when it's not being used, avoiding the sight of a big black void in the middle of the room. Which I will say, I have seen some of their new TVs that look more like a picture frame, and when you turn it off, it will display some art, which I think is really cool. It's really expensive.
Yeah.
But I kind of like where they're going with that. Now, how many people have it displayed flat on their wall? I don't know.
So
usually it's mounted and tilted. For some.
Is this going to be over here, or is this over in the?
Well, the TV will come out everywhere, but the ad will be in the UK.
In the UK, yeah.
So I'm sure you will see it on YouTube. The ads will begin tomorrow, and
I see what you're saying.
They will still be relatively short, but they will eventually become even longer. 8 seconds of a 30-second ad spot, and it will cut right into the middle of.
So it's basically just going to go blank. The ad's going to go blank.
I think it's going to. I don't know. We'll have to see. But
how would they send something to your TV? I mean, I know it's possible.
They're not sending anything to your TV. It's still an ad. Your TV's still on.
Yeah, right.
They're just going to simulate it being off.
Okay, so they're going to be blank. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, and
I still don't get it.
I
mean, I get it, but I don't get it.
You'll get it probably when the commercial comes on. You'll be like, oh, I see what they're doing here.
Yeah.
But the thing is I guess they're forcing people to think about this thing that's sitting in their room when it's off and saying, we have this that can do this. I guess they're creating they're maybe helping you realize a need that you didn't realize you needed.
A need that you didn't realize you needed.
Yeah. Or a want that you didn't realize you needed. Because people confuse those. So whichever way they want you to look at it, right? It's marketing.
Sure.
But I still think it's a brilliant idea of redefine what this TV is, because there's the technology that are in them now. It's not like leaving old CRT TV on where like you turn that thing off when you walk away. That's money right there.
Yeah.
Whereas like this is pennies.
Yeah.
Per month.
That's true.
You know, if you were just leave it on all the time, and even then, I mean, I'm sure it's in a low powered mode. Of low power what it already is, right? So, and I, whether it be, photos or just some art that you display, I think it's a great idea. And once they get it to where you can just roll it onto the wall, man.
Speaking of Samsung, a jury. Yeah, jury. Not Jerry, but a jury.
Jewelry?
Yeah, jury has ruled that Samsung owes Apple $539 million in the iPhone patent trial.
This is never going to end.
Yeah, if you remember, this was started a long time ago, and it was been like 2011. And in 2012, Apple was awarded like $1 billion in damages in a trial, and then Samsung agreed to pay like half of that. And then it was thrown out in the Supreme Court. They ended up with a retrial. Now Samsung, they said they've already paid Apple $399 million over patents, these particular patents.
Yeah.
And a spokesperson, an Apple spokesperson said, "We believe deeply in the value of design, and our team works tirelessly to create innovative products that delight our customers." This case, Siri call 911. This case has always been about more than money, right? Apple ignited the smartphone revolution with an iPhone, and it is a fact that Samsung blatantly copied our design. It is important that we continue to protect the hard work and innovation of so many people at Apple. We're grateful to the jury
Jury.
for their service, and please, they agree that Samsung should pay for copying our product. So says the Apple spokesperson in an irritated voice.
I'm sure this will go back to court.
Oh, yeah. Samsung responded too, of course. Today's decision flies in the face of unanimous Supreme Court ruling in favor of Samsung on the scope of design patent damages. We will consider all options to obtain our outcome that does not hinder creativity and fair competition for all companies and consumers. Has Samsung really ever used their phones? The people at Samsung, I wonder. I'm sorry. Everybody,
do you not like their phones?
Oh, no.
I don't either.
Everybody knows that I dislike. Everybody knows. I mean, I would pick dirt over having to use a Samsung phone.
I don't like it. I don't.
I just don't like the interface.
Notice I'm not wearing my watch.
I know we talked about that 2 weeks ago.
I've let my buddy use it. Now there's been a few times I was like, man, I kind of wish I had a watch.
Right.
I don't think of that watch when I'm like, I wish I had a watch to check that message right now.
Well, maybe the Pixel Watch.
If it ever comes out.
I know. Well, we'll just have to wait.
Yeah, we will have to wait.
And of course, in about 2 weeks, Apple will have their big announcements. So we'll see. WWDC would be in 2 weeks, I think, from this week.
At this point, I know the watch thing is I'm waiting for that. But right now, I'm trying to at least get to July.
Oh yeah.
I need Nvidia to release their new graphics card.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Well, I do. I've decided it's time to do something about my computer. Like it needs to be revamped.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of stuff in my cart. I've got a GTX 1080 sitting there right now, but it's going to be replaced with an 1180 when they come out. Of course, I'm sure it'll take a month or two for everybody to release stuff and up the price and all that stuff.
Okay.
We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna go with one of the Samsung Pro M.2 SSDs. It's gonna be nice. Be real nice.
Real nice.
Real nice. Haven't decided if I want to do a 512 or a terabyte on that though. So it's a difference of doubling the price basically. I just don't know about a $500 hard drive. That's terrible.
Oh, here we go. You're on to putting together another computer.
Yeah.
Your future.
I constantly build one, and then I'm just like, I really don't need it right now. I really don't need it right now. I really don't need it right now. And I don't know. I may be at the point where I'm like, I'm deciding I need one right now. I don't know. We'll see.
Gotcha.
And it's really just, honestly, the only thing is the graphics card I need to update, really. I think I would definitely, because I have SSDs in my computer right now, but man, M.2 makes a difference.
Yeah. So we're going to go off the grid. We're going to go out of the box for just a short period of time.
This is a surprise.
This is off the grid, off of tech. I had this one article that I've just got to discuss with you because it's not odd in per se in understanding why this has happened. What's odd to me is you'll understand.
Okay.
Did you know that the Eagle Creek fire, this is in Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
There was a young person who admitted to setting it. It's a teenager.
Okay.
They admitted and everything went to court. The judge has ordered this teen to pay $36 million in restitution. $36 million, a teenager. Now, what? Now, you say, well, he should pay. Well, yeah, I don't disagree. 15 years old, pleaded guilty, burned a total of 48,000 acres. Man, what I know is this kid's going to be paying forever. Here's the thing. Listen to this. Let's see if I can find it. Where's the judge? Let's see. Come on. This is come on. Okay. Oh, shoot. I am so sorry. I had this right here, and this really irritates me because
this person could set up a payment plan.
Okay, you were stealing my thunder. But what's
Oh.
funny about that is the judge is suggesting that that he knows he'll never pay it, and he's got to set up a payment plan.
Yeah.
But can you imagine the first payment? $200. You owe $35 million. $800.
Yeah, I would be like, I mean, seriously, set up a payment plan of $50 a month.
$50 a month.
Yeah, and then whatever you can get them agree to. Just say
$36 million at $50 a month. Oh my goodness!
And then just whenever you get ready to die, put all your stuff
This
in
is
a LLC.
yeah, right. This is interesting. In the Forest Service, they are the ones that's getting the biggest payout. $21 million they're awarded. The U.S. Forest Service.
And when will they see that money? When he pays it?
Never.
When he pays it?
I mean, he would have to win the lottery. Well, yeah. Look, okay. Let's see. What does it say?
Again, that's why you'd go put it in a company name and not yours.
9 different awardees. One of them is Allstate Insurance.
Here's all this money you will not receive.
Yeah, but think about splitting up $50 a month to 9 different groups.
I don't know. That's going to be interesting. I would like to know more about that as it progresses. Exactly what this guy's going to have to go through.
Okay, the court can grant a full or partial satisfaction of the restitution after 10 years if the teen completes probation. So it's never going to pay.
So it's coming out.
He was never going to pay
it. No, the state's going to pay it.
Yeah,
out of tax dollar money.
Yeah, some way or another, right? Well, anyway, I just saw.
I don't think the insurance company should get anything. That's the business they're in.
Well, no.
Risk.
No, I know that, but just like if you had a car vehicle accident, if you went to your insurance company and said, "I wanted to go to the claim," they're going to sue the other company or person to get their money back.
Well,
I mean, you'll have to pay your deductible, but
they're going to sue a guy that they can't get money back from.
They know that. I mean, this went to court.
Yeah,
I just find it fascinating. $36 million. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know where I'd heard a little bit about that story about. It was just, I guess, a headline of $36 million against teen.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like,
well, that's dumb.
Yeah, it's never gonna. The point is the point that they're making is this isn't about him ever paying it back. It's about it's about pleading guilty to what he did and blah blah blah. So, man, I understand it, but anyway, I just find it fascinating. Let's see. I had something else right here. I don't know if we'll get to all this, but Amazon is being urged by the ACLU to drop their facial recognition software, marketing it toward police departments.
So, yeah, I had not heard about this whenever you brought this up. So I would like to hear more about it for sure.
So the Washington County Sheriff's Office in Oregon has used it to quickly compare unidentified suspects and surveillance images to a database of more than 300,000 booking photos from the county jail.
And this is just software that Amazon has?
Yes.
So it's not a product, like a hardware product.
It says software.
Okay.
Let's say Amazon's decision to market a powerful face recognition tool. So I assume she's just saying software. To police is alarming privacy advocates.
There's already companies that do.
Well, that's what I was wondering. I don't know.
Huh.
I mean, this is not new.
Yeah.
But now I guess they're saying.
I guess Amazon's a big guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's no question about that. Let's see, the ACLU and others are saying people should be free to walk down the street without being watched by government. Now, see, that boat is sailed. I mean, if you think that boat is, I mean, I understand your view of it. I'm not saying they don't. We don't. But in the climate we live in, that boat is sailed in public. That ship is sailed.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to watch for all kinds of things that may lead into something major. I mean, I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. I'm just saying most of the time it's supposedly used for watching large crowds.
Sure.
Or in the TV shows I watch, finding a person that ran away from a scene on down the road somewhere.
How did we ever survive without any of this stuff?
Well, we did. Well, as some would say, we did police work.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What am I getting bothered by?
It's probably Guru. I got.
He said he's going to be here in a minute. Let him in.
No.
We've only got about a minute left.
Only got a minute left.
I think the other door's locked, so I don't know how he's going to get in.
Well, when we take a break, I'll go out there and take it. Which, if we're going to take a break, let's do it now, because when we come back, I got to talk about the FBI a couple times.
Yes, you do. I know.
Good and bad. Good and bad. Russia's in the mix with that.
Russia.
And a bunch of lying.
The only thing missing from the Russian collusion story is the Russians. I can't take credit for that.
Oh, man.
Mark Stein came up with that, but I thought that was hilarious.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, I know funny. You don't, but I do.
Yeah. He's here, isn't he?
Be there in a minute or two. Let me in. Oh, he's pulling in right now.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we're going to go to break.
He's pulling in. Well, let's see. I can't. I don't have it up.
We'll
I was going to do something else.
The Hey Techies Show rolling on with the Guru finally in studio as soon as Mikey figures out what he's doing. Stay with us. Hey Techies Show.
Welcome back into the Hey Techies Show. And we have a guest in the house.
I guess.
Yeah. We have a guest that just finally made it in.
I'm here to collect my check.
Yeah.
I'm a little too low, am I? You know?
It's the guru.
The printer's broke.
Yay, I'm here.
Mikey hates printers. So
yeah, that's a good point.
He'll get to it eventually to fix it.
Well, here's the funny thing is I walked in the studio and I told Bruce, I'm here to collect my check.
Yeah.
I had no idea y'all talked about
we-
that earlier. No idea.
Yes, we did.
It was funny. So, FBI,
Oh, here we go.
2 things. I guess I'll start off with the good and then talk about the bad. So, FBI seizes the Russian domain used to infect 500,000 consumer routers.
Yeah.
So, I guess I need to post this article. If you have one of these routers, best thing for you to do is go reboot it. And then that way you're, because the FBI is probably going to be contacting you. They're going to collect these IPs and try and get down to who these people are to say, hey, you know, the Russians were watching you. So that's one good thing the FBI is doing.
The one good thing.
The one good thing.
Oh,
I didn't say the one.
Hey,
good
that thing is
So
called
that is-
VPN filter, from what I understand, if I got that right. The 500,000
Oh,
networking
okay.
devices. That actual malware is called VPN filter.
Yeah.
To supposedly compromise.
Well, there. So, what were the? Does it tell the models that were actually?
Yeah, somewhere.
Part of that.
Let's see. The stage 3 modules are effectively plugins for stage 2 malware. I don't know if it's. Let's see. Oh, Linksys.
It's all that and the Cisco small business routers, right?
The known devices affected by VPN filter are Linksys, Mercotic, Netgear.
MicroTik.
Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah.
Micro with a K.
Yep.
Of course it is. TP-Link. Let's see. Networking equipment in the small and home office space, as well as QNAP, network attached storage, NAS.
Oh, I didn't know that. How about that?
They say no other vendors, including Cisco, have been observed as infected.
Oh man, Cisco's had so many vulnerabilities lately that I wouldn't be surprised.
Anyway,
Now they put out fixes and fixes for fixes of fixes and fixes. And oh hey, we realized there's one more thing we missed in that fix, so here's another one. But yeah, so that you know, FBI's doing a good job there. They've seized that domain to be able to fix all that. But let's talk about the other side of it. They are saying they may have slightly overcounted the encrypted phones connected to crimes, saying that you know, hey, these are the ones we can't get into because they're trying to push a backdoor decryption agenda. And I think saying, hey, we overcounted slightly. They're basically just lying. They did more. They counted those same phones probably 4 times over, maybe even 5 times over on some, because there's only about 1,000, and they were saying they had like 9. And that's the thing. They said that we've got between 1 and 2,000. We don't even know exactly what the number is.
right.
We just know it's not the 9 or 10 that they reported. Did somebody just look at a box and say, "Oh, that's probably like 10,000 phones"?
Oh, you don't think they had somebody counting them?
Well, hopefully they. I'm about to have a coughing fit because just laughing. Hopefully, they have some paperwork with all this stuff, and then it's all logged.
It's all logged.
Hopefully. And it shouldn't be that hard to whatever database they have, or, Lord, a spreadsheet to say, oh, this is what number we're on. So it's just, oh, we got to point the camera to include our,
yeah, don't
include our
leave
guest.
me out, I guess.
Yeah, got to get the guest in there.
The guest. Is that my new?
No, that was Bruce's for a while.
Yeah, that was mine for a while. So thanks for taking that. But
Oh, we got a tripod. The camera's on a tripod now.
Yeah, I
Hey.
picked that. You know, I picked that up in
fancy.
that was my used one. Go ahead.
But yeah,
The
hopefully
FBI.
the FBI,
Yeah.
they're basically
Dangerous.
just lying.
Oh, here we go.
To
Bruce
Congress.
calls them out. Lying to Congress
Lying to
over their
Congress.
how many phones they actually have.
Yeah, to push an agenda that they want because police work is hard.
I don't know. Maybe some of it is.
It's just too hard.
Oh.
We want this back door. But
yeah,
you know,
I'm not
to me,
for the back
to
door.
to me, that calls into question their ethics. If they're going to lie about that, what else are they lying about? To the American people.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. To the American people. And Bruce will get me those leaks sometime tomorrow.
Oh, hold on.
Sometime this year, it's more like it. Just
I-
saying.
I-
He's
I've
been
seen
doing
them.
pretty good tonight, actually.
Yeah.
I got to get the one about Samsung going to break your TV.
It's all in the queue, ready to go to you.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, you can send them a little bit later then, right as the show ends. I
There you
guess.
go. There's
It's
some
like,
more.
Hey Guru, I've been doing the show notes as I've been going along. Man, I almost got it updated.
He's
I tried that one time.
No
I
homework
was not
tonight.
successful.
No homework tonight.
No homework.
So what's going on with you, Guru? I understand that you just flew here from PV.
That's right. I just literally flew, not literally. I drove in from Pleasant Valley High School. I was asked to help them out with graduation tonight, so I was honored to help my friends out in Pleasant Valley. So we got wrapped up, and I said, let me just stop on by and crash this party here at WLJS.
Yeah. So glad you did.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
I want to make sure everybody knew I was all right. I'm not going anywhere. It's just been one of those months.
Yeah. Well, we all are having that,
Yeah.
actually. Oh, heavens. Andrew is having to send me stuff about Edge still boasts better battery life than what? Everything else?
I'm not using Edge.
No.
Give
Oh,
up on it.
Sorry, Andrew.
I do for one particular thing.
I will never use Edge.
I use
if
it.
it's the last
I use it for
browser.
our email.
If it's the last browser left in the world,
It's the
I will
last
just
browser.
go
The last browser.
without the
well,
internet.
it's never going to happen because there's so many variants of Firefox now. There's never going to
That
be a
is
last
true.
browser.
And I'm sorry, I'm not touching IE or Edge or any of that made by Microsoft. Plain and simple.
Bruce is not touching Edge. I'll remember that.
Just mark that down right now.
I got it. We got it.
All right, good.
It's in the notes.
That's right.
Do I need to send that to you?
No, I think I got it. Thanks, Bruce. I think I got that one.
Yeah.
Well, what is Guru got tonight? I mean, let's say.
I have a couple of things.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
you put.
I did
think
some.
we covered one of yours already
Which one?
about
Which-
Elon Musk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
About he's going to rate the press
Yes.
or
Yeah,
I guess-
no, yes.
Yeah.
We did not cover the Apple will hit with a lawsuit over completely. The keys. We did not touch on that.
Well,
The
actually,
keyboard gate.
I don't know if it's
keyboard
if it was his
gate.
exact article, but I think Andrew had something about this that he shared with some folks.
Yes.
And I've been saying, folks, for a long time that butterfly keyboard is awful. That butterfly mechanism on
so
these new MacBooks is awful. And
I'm
here you go.
I'm assuming,
Here you go.
I'm assuming the one I bought my wife is the butterfly because it's I guess the 13-inch.
Is it a new
Pro?
MacBook? When did you buy it? Within the last year?
Within the last couple months.
Oh yeah, it's the awful keyboard.
No, I'll say this: I actually really like typing on that thing.
Are you serious?
I absolutely do. I like it better than this.
You knew he was going to. Come on.
Because it like hers. I don't know. Maybe hers is an updated version, but it's a little more clickety clackety.
They did update it, yes.
So
You're correct.
I like it. I like it better than this keyboard. And of course I'm not a big fan of this keyboard anyway. But whenever I first was setting it for, I was like, oh man, I like the way this feels.
Well, they're getting sued though by
Yes,
lots of folks.
they are.
There's like 18,000 individuals that have signed a petition.
Well,
about
I mean,
that,
hey, if money's
they can't
coming my
use-
way, We've got it. Whatever.
Well, and it's not just because the keyboard's awful. It's they're being sued because basically this mechanism is
Well, they
causing-
knew.
it's causing the keyboards to fail prematurely because stuff's getting down in there.
And they're making people pay.
Yeah, between
For a problem they knew they
between
had.
$400 and $700 to
Just
repair.
like they knew about the iPhone 6 would bend.
Yeah, there's an article about that
Yeah.
too.
Same thing with the battery gate,
Internal
throttle
review.
gate, whatever you want to call it. This is keyboard gate,
Yep.
butterfly gate,
Butterfly gate. There we go.
butterfly gate.
Well, just beginning to question Apple's ethics.
Oh, here we
Lying,
go.
liars.
Oh,
Here
goodness.
First,
Here we
first you
go.
lie. First, you lie about the iPhone 6 because they publicly maintained that there were no issues, but an internal review showed that engineering changes were necessary to prevent touch disease.
Well, I'll say this:
Touch disease.
John Gruber, which he's a fairly well-known writer,
Yes.
and he's quoted saying that keyboard design is quote one of the biggest design screw-ups in Apple history.
Well,
Yeah.
the
Thank you,
5
John.
minutes
I'm
I
glad
spent-
you agree with me.
the 5 minutes I spent typing on my lives, I was like, man, this feels nice. It's a whole lot better than that one. I hated those.
Well, that's like 10, 20 years ago
No.
or something. I don't know.
That one's like
I,
that
my
may be close to 8.
my MacBook Air has got the best Apple keyboard. It's a little bit better than the Surface Book.
I don't like the Surface Book's keyboard, to be honest.
I like Surface Book keyboard. I can tolerate it.
I mean, yeah,
The,
I
the
mean,
track
it's-
the trackpad on the Surface
Don't get me
Book
wrong.
bothers me sometimes because I just don't like it. But it's
Don't get
it
me
is
wrong.
what it is.
I'm not saying it's terrible. I think it's a good keyboard. So don't think I'm like knocking it. I don't know.
Don't knock it now.
I definitely don't like those, and I think that's where the design started.
Well, that's the traditional like scissor mechanism. That's like all keyboards have been designed like that for.
No, whatever
15
they
years.
did, it was just more the ergonomics of that I didn't like, not necessarily
Oh.
the button pushing.
Button pushing.
Button
Yeah, the
pushing.
button pushing.
Don't push Bruce's buttons.
Don't push Bruce's
Yeah.
buttons.
Yeah.
No, don't do
But-
that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this keyboard's fine. I guess I don't have to do a whole lot of typing on this. But I don't know. I kind of liked hers. It had a little, maybe whatever redesign they did. It was. I'll bring hers next week.
Okay.
You tell me if you see.
Yeah, I like
feel the
to try it
difference.
out. Haven't tried one out in a while.
Of course, man, she has used the heck out of that thing. It's been sitting,
Really?
No, it's been sitting on her nightstand. And then what kills me is
She's
because
got
it,
it ready to
it
go.
uses a USB-C charger, and it's white. My USB-C charger is white, and like mine's, I've got like a little cable lock that so I can just walk up to the nightstand and put it on. And I handed her my phone the other night so she could charge it. Well, she plugs it in to her charger that's unplugged.
Oh my goodness.
man.
So I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I have 67%. I was like,
Oh.
which it wasn't a big deal. It charged by the time I got to work. So,
Oh.
but I thought it was funny. She's like, I can reach this cord. Like, 'cause it's plugged into nothing on the other end.
Mm.
I thought it was
Wireless
funny.
charging.
Yes.
Hey, it's coming.
Guru, did
Sorry to
you
hear.
know that NOAA has said that America's next-gen weather satellite suffers serious malfunction less than 3 months after launch?
You talking about the goes like R or
The GOES 17.
goes 17? Really? I
Mhm.
missed that.
Yeah.
They'll fix it.
Says it.
This call.
I think
Musk.
Elon Musk. Yeah,
Yeah, he'll
Elon's
fix
going to
it,
fix
yeah.
it. He's going to send a over-the-air update.
Yeah.
Let's say, according to NOAA, the problem occurred when the satellite's most important instrument, the Advanced Baseline Imager, or ABI, which is designed to collect data on Earth's weather, climate, and environment by taking images at different wavelengths, including the visible spectrum. It appears the ABI infrared sensors are not being cooled properly. What is getting? Is hot in space? I had no idea.
Burning up.
Apparently so.
It's probably as hot as it was up in that press box to not try to run the sound for. No,
I was wondering about that.
well, they have an air conditioner, but you had to keep the windows open too, so you could hear what was going on. But yeah, that's okay. I lost some weight. That's the way I look at it. So, and I didn't have to cut back on my eating. So hey, it's a win for everybody. But we were very fortunate talking about weather that we had no rain.
Yeah.
Because they were concerned. I think a lot of the area high schools were concerned. And some, I think, moved their ceremonies inside tonight because out of the forecast there's a chance.
Right. Yep.
I think Jacksonville moved theirs inside. But
They
Pleasant
did.
Valley just went ahead because with their facilities indoors,
Oh, yeah.
they would have had to limit the number of people that could have came in. And that place was packed. Standing room only.
Bruce left the building, by the way. He's gone.
He's checked out. So
he checked out.
we still got
I'm just
5 minutes
looking
here.
for a snarky comment.
A snarky comment.
Yeah,
How would that? It shouldn't take you long.
Well, it's more in a GIF form to send back to Android Wear.
Oh, I see.
Wear.
I know what you're talking about now. I know what you're talking about.
we had a SpaceX launch this week.
Yes.
Did y'all talk about that?
No, we haven't talked about space. We talked about Elon. We haven't talked about SpaceX.
So what was the mission again? I can't remember. Oh, it was 2 things. It was like 2 NASA satellites, and it was again that Iridium 6. They launched 5 more Iridium satellites.
I guess
Iridium
it went,
is for like they're doing global communications.
I guess it went off without a hitch, right?
Yeah, it went off at Vandenberg off the west coast.
There you go. It's always working. Vandenberg. Yep.
Yep. So in the next SpaceX launch, so let's give you a SpaceX update. Let me find it here. Well, I'm trying to find it. Here it is. Complete. Go to the SpaceX got a really good subreddit, by the way. May 31st is the next scheduled launch. The payload SES-12.
Oh wow.
What's in it?
SES-12.
SES-12. Don't you know what that is?
Says
Didn't you get the memo?
Let's see what SES-12 is. Hang on. It says Luxembourg on the subreddit, but let's see.
Luxembourg. Isn't that a car?
No.
No.
It's a communications satellite to be operated by a company called SES.
SES?
Yeah. Sierra Echo Sierra. It's a communication satellite owner and operator, video and data connectivity. So it's a communication satellite.
Okay.
So yeah, and that one's being launched, I think, from Florida. No,
From Florida.
yeah. From
Speaking
Cape
of
Canaveral Air Force Station.
Speaking of rocketing, did you know, Bruce, that Kaspersky has moved to Switzerland?
Really?
Yes.
They've gone neutral.
Cybersecurity firm Kaspersky
Huh.
Labs, they say, has moved to Switzerland after the corruption claims, it being, controlled by Russian government.
Well, not necessarily that it could be controlled, but
Well,
because of Russian law,
connections
they could.
to Russian government.
Yeah, I mean, which there's probably still that connection, but under Russian law, they could weaponize
Yeah.
Kaspersky if they wanted
Yeah, I got what you're
as a Russian company.
right.
That's just part
I
of
mean,
being in
same
Russia.
thing that probably goes for the Chinese companies.
Oh, absolutely,
Absolutely.
And possibly even American companies.
Yeah, here we go. It's always got to throw the Americans under the bus.
I'm not throwing them under the bus. I'm just saying.
No, you're right.
We're not beyond reproach.
It's under the volcano. Speaking of, man, I got to tell you guys,
Tell me.
I cannot get enough of watching that Fisher 17 and 20 exploding. I mean, just live. You can find the live feeds. It's amazing. All that lava.
Volcano Gate. I don't know.
Man,
I
that
shouldn't say
lava
that, really.
coming
There's
up is
some folks-
fascinating.
Yeah.
There's some folks been like.
Think about. I
losing
mean,
their
it's just
property.
hot molten lava. Just, I mean, it's amazing.
Hey.
I mean, I'm not. I'm just saying it's constantly. It's been going on for days and days and days. Like somebody explained the other day. This is a great explanation. A tropical storm or hurricane's over in a couple of days, maybe 3.
Oh, yeah,
at
and
this thing's
who
lasting
knows?
for weeks. Who knows?
Yeah. Hey.
And my wife said, what are they going to do with all these big cracks in the ground? They're swallowing up houses. I said, I don't guess they'll just have to live with them. I mean, it costs millions of dollars to fill them up, I'm sure.
But at the same time, you're creating new
sitting there
beachfront
with-
property.
Do what now?
I said at the same time, you're creating new beachfront property.
yeah.
Maybe we should go try to buy the land that's creating. We can have Hey Techies World.
Sure.
Yeah, who gets
I
claim
think,
on that?
That's a good question.
The
I think
originator-
somebody else we knew. It's not new. Somebody else we know was
yeah.
curious about setting up their own place.
Yes.
Yes.
Greg Land.
Yeah, Greg Land. That was it.
Yeah.
Greg Land, yeah. So anyway, Let's see. Hey, I've done pretty good tonight. I've hit all the breaks just right, Guru.
Yay.
Yeah. You got the news you got the news just right on
Right
the
on
dot.
the-
You would
right
be
on the money.
impressed.
I'm proud of you. I'm so proud.
All while
Yeah.
Bruce is distracted.
I'll say
him.
that.
It's only taken me 3 times to do it.
for those watching
to get
the-
it like you do.
For those watching the video, you'll notice you see my face instead of my side or my back. This
That's
is
true.
This is what he looks like.
this. Oh, I lost
Yeah,
my-
he just unplugged himself from the
I
headsets.
unplugged my headset.
Excellent, Guru.
No, but what I was saying is, it feels so weird to sit on this side.
That's what life on that side feels like, Guru.
It's great, isn't
It
it?
feels great. Yes. Oh, you
well,
cut me off.
I'm not.
Well,
Something with a microphone.
You see,
not
you're trying to
surprised.
cut me off.
I didn't touch
Come
it.
on now.
Trying.
Yeah, apparently I'm doing it. I'm not trying.
I still want my check.
Yeah, me too. I want my check too.
It was good to pop in here at the last little
It
bit.
was,
It was
man. I'm
nice.
glad to see you.
Yeah.
That way I didn't have to talk as much at the
Glad to know you still exist.
Oh,
I just saw you this morning,
Yeah.
Bruce. Goodness.
oh yeah. You saw him up there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Them turkeys went off to eat at my favorite place today.
We're going to have a Hey Techies.
Hey,
meet up.
I will go ahead and say this: the lunch pizza at Wise Guys is huge, so don't get two unless you
Two?
want to. Well, yeah, I thought, hey, regular sliced pizza. I want 2 of them. Everybody else ordered 1, and now I know why.
From all of us to all of you, have a fabulous, fabulous weekend.